so happy you're here. If you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell so you know whenever I post a video. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this recent season. Kyle, it's not looking good, Kyle. I mean, really quickly, I usually like to go and do a review of each episode, and then the review of the reunions. I'm not gonna have time to do that, but I'm just gonna. I think we're at episode 6, or something, right? Like that, episode 6 or 7, into this season. I'm not going to have time to do each episode. I really will not. But I know what I can do is I can give a breakdown of how I'm feeling about the season so far. And then when we get to the reunions, I'll do a review of either both reunions simultaneously, or I'll do just one blanket one of the reunions. That's what I've got the bandwidth to do right now. So, I literally am so here for it with Dorit. I mean, dude, Dorit is going in. And I think it's been a really long time coming. And I think that Kyle had it coming. And I want to say something just for the record. I often say on here, like, I do not butt into other people's marriages. I feel like other people's marriages are off limits. And I feel like that's what happened with Kyle and Mauricio's marriage. I feel like Kyle and Mauricio essentially let everybody into their marriage through this show. Now, you have couples like, y'all know who I love, Lisa Vanderpump and Ken, okay? Lisa and Ken. And then you have couples like Nene Leakes and Greg's Leakes, Greg's Leakes, Nene and Greg Leakes, okay? And these are two marriages on the franchises that managed to sustain themselves through all the mess. You could even throw Tamra Barney and Tamra Judge and oh my God, why is her husband's name? But you get what I'm saying. And a big part of that is you can't really let the trolls and social media into your marriage, you know. And even just here, my small channel, I've got what, like 1,000 subscribers, and a lot of random trolls have just been really nasty and popped in on my channel and just said random stuff about me, about my looks, about my marriage, about my husband, about my commentary, you know. And it's like, just don't feed the trolls, guys. Don't feed the trolls. So I think that's where Kyle is at. I think she has let people seep so deep into her marriage. I felt like that whole, I already discussed this. Just go back and look at that video. The whole Morgan Wade thing, it just seems like a big distraction. Her clinging on to something to try to stay on this show and stay relevant. And meanwhile, her marriage of 20 years is a landmine. And I actually think that Kyle and Mauricio had something really good, or have something really good. So I hope, I mean, like I said, I don't usually comment on people's marriage. I feel like that's my own business, but I'm just going to say I hated seeing Kyle and Mauricio separate, and I hate seeing Dorit and her husband. I don't know why everybody's name is slipping me today, but I hate seeing Dorit and her husband divorce. So, and even the last episode, I was saying it, you know, she was saying they were in a 4-hour therapy session, and PK, that's what it is. She said PK was saying, I want a divorce, you know, and he was yelling. Now, part of that, I think, is probably projection. You know, he feels like she's done, and so you know, he wants to beat her to it. You know, it's sort of like when your brain regresses to that childlike state, and you're basically in your mind throwing around your Tonka trucks around the room. But I also thought at the moment, I said, that reaction also sounds like, because she's really a beautiful woman. She's intelligent. She's smart. She's a model. She's funny. She actually has a nice personality, even though people say she talks too much. I've always liked Dorit, She's got this cool Israeli background, that I feel like also gives us a peek into real Israelis from Israel. I feel like we think of Jewish as a very Americanized version of a Jewish person, but she's also got that element that she's a cool lady, I feel like the fact that he reacted like that and sort of like seeing how they've been throughout the years, it tells me maybe he's started to talk to someone. Maybe he's exchanging some Instagram messages with some 25-year-old who likes his money. I don't know. But I wish Beverly Hills would stop that. I wish Beverly Hills would stop this ratchet behavior. They show Atlanta like Atlanta's ratchet, but it's really Beverly Hills. And Kyle has been she's been the ringleader of it all. As much as I love Kyle, I've loved her throughout the years, but this version of Kyle, I'm kind of with Dorit. I think her mask has slipped. I think that's what's going on. I think her mask has slipped because I think for so long she portrayed this image of someone who is really sweet and kind of mousy, but also someone's for a good time, that sort of dichotomy of those two, but sensitive. But a lot of people have been talking about the mask has been slipping since that moment in the limousine, which I think some people they just come too hard for people. Because you can't, when there's addiction in a family, there's mental health issues. I mean, you really can't just be the one to judge, be the quick to judge from a snippet on a reality show, right? But for the most part, I've seen Kyle as endearing. I've seen her as someone who's sweet, who's kind, and who seems to always try to bring everyone together, and someone who is endearing. But in these past 2 or 3 seasons, it's kind of starting with Morgan Wade, and this is really not a homophobic thing. I really don't want it to sound like that. Her bringing on Kesha, I'm like, this is where we are. You feel like you need to bring on Kesha to cling on to everything. I would much rather see Kyle take a break. Go be with your husband. Go repair your marriage. Go be with your kids. Instead of us just watching you. But, then again, there's also this other thing of as women age, they feel like they need to compete in weird ways. And, even I've seen it. I've seen Gen X and baby boomer women talk down to me and scheme and connive in ways that makes me think that maybe they were insecure about aging, and I've seen them, the times that has happened in my life, I've also seen them do that to their peers, people within also their age group. So it's like, is it an age thing? Is she feeling like she's getting older? So this is, but it's like, get back to your roots, okay? Even that psychic, I feel like that is something that has stayed with Kyle for so long. I feel like she's internalized it, and it's really sad to see. Anyway, moving on. I am really happy to, because Dorit, she's a sweetheart, and you can walk on a sweetheart for so long until they just kind of go off, and I think that's what they're seeing from her. I think Kyle needs to stop gaslighting her and just try to do better. It's as simple as that, but I think it's probably going to be very hard because Kyle has a head honcho type mentality. Erika, girl, I really want you to go ahead and decorate that house. That house is like, she is so, I feel like Erika Girardi, she's living in the past. She just really remembers that mansion she shared with Tom Girardi, and that's the lifestyle that she had become accustomed to. And so what that interior designer said is really true. It's like, you've just been entombing yourself in this mausoleum. It's like, You know, this is the new normal. This is the new reality. Make it you. Make it you. I really loved her her show at the Viper Room. You know, very cool. Who is the lady that Jennifer Tilly? So Jennifer Tilly said, she threw a little bit of shade. She was like, about the song Dominoes. She's like, yeah, it's not gonna win anything for lyrics, but it's really catchy. The fact that Jennifer Tilly is on here is really intriguing to me because, dude, we had Chucky's Bride on VHS back in the 90s at my house. That is so crazy. Anyway, so as far as Boz, I love her. It's so crazy because as someone who's worked in tech, I totally know about her. Like, I knew of her before this show, and it's kind of like when worlds collide. I will never forget, I was working for an agency, and a big agency, and there was actually a Three Percenters conference where she was going to be at, and I like begged upper management to let me go, and they said no. So, yes, I know of her, and she's completely inspirational, and who you see her on the show, that is really who she is. And I love it. I also think that there's probably some slow brewing tension between her and Garcelle. I wonder if Garcelle thinks, oh, there's another black chick on here, should we be competing? Please don't fall into that trap. You know, the way that they showed that Garcelle looking at her talking to Sutton, I don't know. Just please don't pit black women against each other. And yeah, but anyway, that's my thoughts so far. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.